So, job done this evening for Liverpool, and we're joined by a man who played his role perfectly there this evening. Jordan Henderson's with us. You'll be pleased to know that the three men to your right spent most of the evening singing your praises. I think actually Rio might have said that's the best I've seen him for a little while. Did it feel like a strong performance from you personally?
Yeah, I felt good out there, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I thought we played some really good stuff. Obviously, changed your formation a little bit. First half especially, I thought were really good. Intensity levels were there, and overall, I think we've got to be happy with the performance.
Jordan, was you put out there, and it tweaked a little bit, you said about the formation, but we spoke to you on Between the Lines earlier, or last season, and you spoke about that little right-hand side where Trent vacates at times and you shuffle over and become that insurance policy. Was that something you kind of honed in on today?
Yeah, I think you've got to give Trent the licence to get forward at times and produce what he can produce up the final third of the pitch. But I thought he was really good defensively as well tonight. You know, he done the basics really well. And overall, I thought it was a really good performance. So, yeah, I didn't have to cover too much.
No good.
Just give us an insight, because I think people that criticise footballers feel that footballers are immune to this kind of conversation. How much does it bleed into a footballer's psyche, or how much is it a conversation at the training ground? I think it's important for fans to know what that sort of conversation can do to a young player.
And also as a captain, how you deal with that as well.
I think it can be difficult. You know, you try to not listen to social media, especially when you're going through a little bit of a tough period as an individual or as a team. You got to switch off to social media and everything that is the noise around, and try and just focus on what you do day to day. And improve on your own performance, improve on the team's performance, and just really stay focused on what we're trying to achieve as a team. But it can be difficult. That's not easy, you know, with everything that goes in the outside world. It is difficult, and it can hurt players at times. But you've got to try and find a way to use that as fuel and as energy to, when you get on the pitch, to prove people wrong. And that's what I've learned the older I've got, really.
And what's the most effective way for you as a leader in the dressing room to look after some of the other players? What do you tend to do?
I think I've got to sense certain individuals at times. Some of them need an arm around the shoulder, and some of them might need a kick up the backside at times. But it's trying to find the balance. You know, when we're on the pitch, it's not personal. We're trying to shout and dictate and try to do things that's going to help the team. But off the field, you know, you can have conversations with players and try and help them as much as possible. And I feel that responsibility, of course, but we've also got other leaders and experienced players within the dressing room that help with that. And it's about staying together, staying as a team, especially when you're going through tough moments. And we've been through plenty of them as a team, and we've got to use our experience to get through this one.
Jordan, just going back to the game tonight, it felt in that first half that Liverpool looked back to somewhere near the best, especially out of possession, pressing and winning the ball back. How did that first half feel? Did it feel like that to you?
Yeah, it felt good. Intensity, everything felt really good. Energy, winning the ball back, high up and everything. Possession, you know, winning the tackles, making the last step into the tackles and getting the ball. So overall, I think we've got to be really pleased, and it's a step in the right direction for sure.
I think that's a great point, Jordan. And looking at Liverpool, I thought they were brilliant in possession, but equally excellent not in possession. Was that something that you were going ahead? Rangers playing the five at the back, we felt they couldn't get out, and it was due to the press. Would you have gone about it the same way if Rangers went with back four?
I think so. I think we're focusing on what we needed to do. We had an idea that they probably would play five at the back. But yeah, I think whether they play four, whether they play five, you know, you've got to try and adapt a little bit to the situation within the game. But ultimately, we want to press with intensity when we do go. And I felt as we picked and chose the right times today. You know, we weren't always pressing and pressing. We waited for the right moments, and we went and won the ball back, which is important in games.
OK, well, look, thank you very much for joining us. We've got to let you go. I think you've got other demands on your time. We could have spoken for ages, but listen, well played this evening, and congratulations.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
You needed, and just what the team needed. Well played, that man.